Happy Monday. Okay, Max has started the recording. Max, just to let you know, I am working from the Milwaukee office today, so I don't have the luxury of the two monitors. So if you could let me know if someone has their hand raised. And the other thing is I am working on the Word document I'm working on is not pulled from the iDrive. So I'll have to send that to you so it can get put back onto the iDrive when we're done today. Okay, let's get rid of some of this extraneous stuff.
You don't mean me.
No, I mean other documents that I'm working on, so I don't bring up the wrong document and you go, what on earth is she working on now?
That's really funny, John.
We try.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and get started here. And so Max sent out the document to you all. You had another chance to read it. And we'll go through this page by page and see if there were any concerns that anyone had. So the first section, we have the definitions. Were there any concerns with the definitions from the document as you received it? Okay, hearing nothing. One of my tasks from the last meeting was to add back in definitions for temperature measuring device and temperature recording device. And so those should be showing on the screen right now. Quiet group this morning. Any comments on any of that?
Nothing here.
Okay, see, there's something in chat. Oh, okay. Okay, so 8202 is the bulk milk tanker grade A permit. We changed nothing in that section, and I still have not gotten answers as far as fee structure. Moving forward, anything that you think we need to change in 8202 that we have not done? Okay. 8204. Bulk milk weigher and sampler licenses. There was at least some language that we added to 8204, and there are, of course, fees again for 8204, and there was the removal of all of the special grade A requirements because the way it's being handled is a bulk milk weigher and sampler is a bulk milk weigher and sampler. Doesn't matter what grade of milk they are hauling. Any concerns with anything in section 8204? (8206) is a real short section on bulk milk tankers, construction and maintenance, and the only change there was to update the 3A sanitary standard, anything with 8206. Okay, 8208, the cleaning and sanitizing of bulk milk tankers. Here we added language to allow for non-paper records, electronic records. And we also added in language that said that the facility shall have water supply that meets the requirements of 6524.8 and 9, which is basically it shall meet the standards of potable water. Any concerns with 8208?
I think it was good. Everything that we discussed and modified.
(8210) collection of the milk at the farm. We changed the language to make a sample dipper optional. If you need a sample dipper, you need to have a sample dipper, but no longer will it say that you must have a sample dipper, even if you're doing direct ships or loading directly from a silo. We opened the door for things other than dippers, so we allow for sampling straws. And we talk about inline samplers. Any concerns with 8210? We had a couple of questions that were left from the last time, which is, do we make a supply of single service paper towels required on the truck? And I do believe we came to the conclusion that while the farm should always have a supply of paper towels, it's not a big ask to ask that the hauler also have a supply of single-use paper towels, just in case they get to a farm and the farm is out. And then this is where we changed the language to say that if it is a temperature measuring device, then it needs to be checked monthly. And if it is a temperature recording device, it needs to be checked once every 6 months.
I thought we got to a place where that was acceptable for everyone, from my recollection.
Other folks?
I agree with that statement.
Okay. And then 8210 is also where we added the language that if there is an on-farm inline measuring device, that the department may approve the farm to use that measuring device for obtaining the volume of the milk. And so this was parallel language to sampling, to say that at least one person at the farm has to be a licensed bulk milk weigher and sampler. They can train other people to use the inline device to measure the amount of milk. And that it is the responsibility of the licensed individual to train all of the people at that farm. We had the issue where if sampling takes place directly from the bulk tank, no additional milk may be added to the bulk tank until all of the following are completed. So we worked on that language last time. Everybody's still okay with that milk sample for testing out of a bulk tank? Okay. And that concludes section 8210. Any concerns with 8210? (8212) samples for testing. We added language to allow for the sampling to be done with inline samplers, saying that if it's done by a bulk milk weigher and sampler using an inline sampling device on the truck, that they need to follow proper procedure, and adding language for sampling procedures from silos and sampling procedures from inline samplers on the farm. Any concerns with 8212?
I think it
Hey,
was
Laura,
good.
this is Lynn. Oh,
Yes.
Go ahead.
whoever else can go ahead.
No, Lynn, you go ahead, because I was going to say, from my recollection, I thought we were good, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm actually moving backward.
Okay.
Sorry, now I'm where we were talking about weighing, and then it's in a point C, when measuring the milk by weight at a receiving facility, the facility shall use a certified scale. What about plants that are using certified meters?
Okay, let me see if I can find it. Collecting. That should be 80. Oh, it should be 8210.
It's right above a number 9. And it's a point C. Right there.
Okay, so the way this is covered is if you go up to B, when measuring at the farm or receiving facility using a department-approved inline measuring device, you need to follow just this item 1. Both milk weigher and sampler shall ensure that the weight or volume is recorded. C is only when measuring by weight. So we cover the inline measuring device at the receiving facility under item B.
And then
So-
points. So I may still be missing this. I might be kind of slow today. It's Monday, but so then C is talking about weighing a single producer load at the receiving facility, right?
Right.
Not weighed and sampled at the farm.
Right.
But again, you only talk about a scale, and I know there's multiple plants that don't have scales. They have a meter.
Right. And so if you go up to item B above, when measuring at the farm or receiving facility, using a department-approved inline measuring device. So that's
Okay.
where they use the meters. And
Now I get it.
by department approved, that means that we've approved that it's
The
certified.
inline.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, and sorry.
Nope. That's why we do these things, to make sure that we are clear.
Can I ask a stupid question?
There are no stupid questions.
Does weight and measures come and check those meters every so often, or how do they work? I know we've run
They're,
in.
s- they're supposed to. Do
Okay.
they? I cannot attest to that.
Okay. Does anybody on the call that has a meter know if that's happening? Or?
We have a meter at Sartori, and we have Anderson Instruments comes in and calibrates it once a year, but I don't know that Weights and Measures has ever come in.
Okay. Is that something that, I know we've talked about legal looking at this kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there because I know we've dealt with plants with meters, and there's always seems to be a little bit of a gray area. I think it's one of those things, as long as both parties agree to it, that it's allowable or something like that. But I'm just wondering if it's something that has to be certified by weight and measures or not.
I would say from.
If that's a little bit off subject, but
Yeah. I would say from my experience, I would echo what was just said before, that different application, we had a scale and we would do our own annual, what our responsibility was to have it certified and checked, but weights and measures, I don't ever remember checking it. Everyone's just supposed to play nice, have everything current, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
yep, that's a very good statement.
Okay, so I've got a note in there to have legal look at this and see if, and I'll also have our trade folks, because the trade folks get involved with, is the farmer being paid properly? And so they might have something to say about it also. Okay. Other things in 82, I believe this is 8210. Okay, 8212 was where we were. So we are talking about all of the additions of all the other ways that sampling can be done. Any concerns with 8212? $82.14 is the delivery of milk, and we just added or milk products. Just to expand things a little bit to say that this rule does also, at least from the transport angle, cover milk products. $82.16, we added the section on that records shall be kept for the timeframes as required under this chapter, but then also expanding things to say that the records may be in hard copy or electronic format or both, as long as the department can obtain ready access to the records and that the operator has reasonable security measures in place. And that is the end of the document. So, unless there are other comments, the next thing that will happen is we will prepare the documents that will need to be prepared to go out to public hearing. And so what those documents will show is those documents will show this section was changed in this way. And it'll be a pretty lengthy document. And then we will announce public hearings. You are all free to attend those public hearings. Other folks will be notified of those public hearings. Then after the public hearings, we will take all of the comments that are brought forth in the public hearings and probably bring them back to this committee to discuss if there are other things we want to change before we go to the legislature. And at this point, I'll put Max on the spot. Max, any other things that you think the folks need to be aware of?
Not that I'm aware of, no. This will be my first time running through this process with DATCP here too. So I guess as things come up, if relevant items for the committee are addressed, I guess I can bring it back to the group. But for now, I think we have everything covered.
Or can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
And I'm out of my league, but in 8214, does that account for, say, a load that might be going to a manure pit? Because that's not a licensed dairy plant. So for whatever reason, if you're dumping milk into a manure pit or some dairy product, because you're basically disposing of it, is that?
No, that is not covered under this rule. As soon as that load is designated for waste, the categorization changes, and that milk or milk product can go onto a non-licensed tanker. It does not have to be a licensed hauler in any way. It is waste at that point,
Okay, so that's why it doesn't need to be in 8214.
right?
All right, appreciate that.
Other comments, concerns?
I think there should be like a mini celebration. I mean, we're only one step in the journey, 1 mile marker, but this is
Yes.
pretty great.
It has been on my list because we have a Monday morning meeting. It has been on my list as a celebration that, you know, we've gotten this far. We are on schedule. We are actually a week or two ahead of schedule, because I wanted to have us to this point by the 1st of June to give us enough time to get through the rest of the regulatory processes. So yeah, we are a couple of weeks ahead of schedule, and that's a good thing.
Yes. Everyone's been able to meet, so that's been a wonderful thing.
Yes, and I greatly appreciate all of the dedication that everyone that's been on this call, uh, both the official committee members and those who, while not official committee members, have taken time out of their schedules to say this is important to me and I want to be there. I thank you all for your input.
Well, I think it's the consensus of this group, Laura, that you've done a wonderful job and we appreciate you immensely.
Thank you.
Agreed. I think if you did it any other way than how you do things or do all the things that we've witnessed, it would be less exciting to continue to meet and donate our time. But it's right. It's a good thing. And you're handling it really well. So thank you. Leading it really well.
Thank you.
Laura, have you done another rule in this fashion before?
Yes, I did ATC 77, ATCP 77 live cert rule in this fashion.
Do you know of any other rule that was done like this before that? I can't think of one.
No, no,
It's a whole new way of doing it, and it's
yes,
brilliant because we used to just come to public hearings cold and try to do it in that forum. And this is so much more collaborative.
yes.
And you're bringing experts to the table except me, and it's really great.
Yeah, and actually, I do need to take back what I said because the retail rec group is doing one of their rules this way. They're on a very similar path as we are.
It's an absolute glide path then through the hearing process. I mean, somebody might pick up a thing or two, but we used to do all this work at public hearing and after, so much clunkier. So
Yes.
this is really great. It's really
Yeah,
great.
the first time I did 77, it was that way. It was painful. And so the second time we did 77, we were very clear about what our goals were. And someone in that group referred to it as a very surgical type of process to keep the things that were working, but fix the things that worked.
Mhm. Really good. Thank you.
Thank you. Unless someone else has something else to add, I will once again say thank you very much for your participation in this process. And you'll be hearing probably in a month or so, I hope. It'll probably take longer than that because we have to get it through the secretary's office. So that may take some time, the secretary's office and the Department of Agriculture board. And then we'll be coming back to public hearings. And then, as I said, we'll be coming back to you to evaluate what was said in the public hearings.
Laura, this is Mick Holm. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I'm sorry about being late to the meeting. I, again, like everybody else, would appreciate everything you've done, Laura, and I really and truly appreciate getting to know everybody and learning a lot from you folks, but I don't know if you heard or have know that I have been promoted to the general manager of Farm First Dairy Cooperative. And I'm just looking at things that the board wants me to look at things that they need me involved in and the business to run. So my first question, Laura, or anybody on the committee, do you know where my commitment is or when I'm up for renewal? Do you know that, Laura? Or would anybody
Not-
know that?
On the dairy rules, yes, Kate Angelis would know that. You
Okay.
should have Kate's email.
I do.
Kate-
I just wanted to
Yep.
know. And I'm not saying I'm getting off. I just gotta come to the board and present them with stuff, and we might have
Yep.
somebody that's better or more capable or can spend the time to do this and get more value out of it. So, and I don't mean by value, just be more up to date. I got other fish to fry is what I'm saying. But no, everything was
Okay.
good. I appreciate you putting me on the committee, and I really enjoyed. I didn't say much, but I learned a lot. So thanks again, Laura.
Okay. And congratulations, Mick.
Yeah, congratulations, Mick.
Thank you.
Anything else? Hearing nothing, I will thank you all, and we'll definitely be in touch. So,
Yeah, obviously reach out to us if there's something in between that you need anything or help with. So,
oh, absolutely.
and I like your 3 a day lanyard.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, and the Proudly Wisconsin button on it too.
Awesome.
Okay, thanks all. Bye-bye.
Take care. Have a great day.